Now, I love this question. This has so inspired me to do a whole talk on this. What tools do you have in your personal spiritual toolkit? And then they wrote in parentheses that you would recommend to others. Well, a tool is something that you use to accomplish something. And so my Swiss Army knife of spiritual tools, anybody want to guess? Say it louder, Doug. Prayer. My Swiss Army knife of spiritual tools is prayer. But not begging and beseeching God outside of me. It's a whole different kind of prayer that I can talk about it more. I have talked about prayer. We're going to have a class on prayer. Prayer is definitely the number one. But I happen to have 7 things that I easily came up with in my spiritual toolbox. Prayer, intention, which I've already talked about, contemplation. Contemplation. You know, the mind is an amazing thing. For example, peace. If you want peace in your life, if you begin to contemplate and just sit with the idea of peace, when I contemplate peace, I am touching peace, the concept of peace, right? I'm coming in contact through my mind. Anything you contemplate, you come in contact with it. You bring it into your realm of existence. Contemplation is a powerful tool to bring higher spiritual ideas into your life. So prayer, intention, contemplation, self-reflection. Absolutely a tool. One must be self-reflective, whether that's through a 12-step program, working with a psychologist, psychiatrist, just having some good tools on your own, but to be able to check yourself, hold yourself accountable, good old-fashioned self-reflection. Spiritual study, gratitude, and giving. So prayer, intention, contemplation, self-reflection, spiritual study, gratitude, and giving. That was number 11. So back to the first one. Cerny, will you give me that song? Do you feel you have to be a good singer to be a good minister? No. But when I hear music, it does this to me. It just moves me. Has music helped you find your spiritual passion? And if so, how? I so appreciate this question because when I was contemplating it, meditating it, has anyone got a tissue? I had a memory that I had forgotten. And about music in my life. You see, I grew up, I love hearing you play and sing. My mother's side of the family, my grandfather played the piano, played the fiddle, he called it. Every aunt and uncle I had, everyone except my mother plays an instrument. They all play by ear and sing. So when I grew up, it was a music fest. And everybody could sing harmony. I mean, I'm not kidding, my family could sing good. And I thought everybody could. When I realized everybody couldn't harmonize, I thought there was something wrong with the world. It came as natural to me as breathing. Well, one day, I must have been in 3rd grade. I just sang, but I was on the school bus, and I was one of the first ones to get picked up. And so I had my head on the window of the school bus, and I was singing this. And when I was singing, I totally forgot I was on the school bus. And so I was just singing my little heart out. And I sang all the way to school with my eyes closed. Well, by the time we got to school, the school bus was full. And the bus stopped, and people started cheering and laughing. But they were just clapping, because I'd sang the whole time, and laughing. But as a kid, what do you think I heard? The laughter. And so that shut me down. And I stopped singing. And I really wouldn't sing. I mean, I'd sing at home, but I wouldn't sing publicly. I'd sing in our little choir, but I held back, and I didn't even know it until somebody asked that question. When I was 17, my grandmother died, that side of the family that sang. And so my grandfather asked if my sister and one other cousin and I would sing at my grandmother's funeral. And I did, and that was the first time. I was 17 years old. That was the first time I kind of sang out some, but it was a hard way to sing. So over the years, I actually led a youth choir, and I'd sing a little bit more, but I held back. Up until I was 40 years old and go in seminary, Now, I had done different things. I'd actually helped be music director of a church, but I would always just sing harmony or really hold back. And when I was in seminary at Unity Village, usually every ministry class that comes through is full of musicians. Well, how many do you think my class had? Pretty much just me. And I know the reason for that now, because it was during that time, and I'll never forget, I was in Kansas City now, in ministerial school, and we have to do all these services, and nobody can sing. And so the thought occurred to me, these people don't know you. And so why don't you just pretend you're not afraid to sing? And I did it. I just sort of decided, well, they don't know me, and so I'm going to pretend I'm not nervous. And so I started singing. And I sang more and more and more. And today, you hear me, I actually sing a lot. Maya Angelou said, a bird doesn't sing because it has the answer. It sings because it has a song. For me, music is just my way of connecting with this presence inside of me, and really when I sing, I'm being sung. It's as if something comes through me and sings me. And I know it's not that way for everybody, but for me, it has been about finding my voice. And if there's one gift I would share this day through all of these questions, it's the power of finding your voice. Because to find your voice is to find your identity. It's to connect with your soul beyond space or time or circumstance. And when you find yourself on those school buses and everybody laughs or claps or whatever, there's something inside of you that is so much bigger than that, that it carries you through every situation. And so I thank you for those questions. And I had no idea I'd get that emotional. But very good questions. And so the song I've selected today, which will be on this bulletin, says, I breathe in, I breathe